Hey guys, thanks for tuning into Chef Girl RD. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make some Chinese style boneless spare ribs, and we're going to be making this right in the Ninja Foodi grill. Alright, so the first thing you're going to need is a package of some boneless ribs. What I have here, this is 2 pounds, and it says right here, boneless pork loin country style ribs, and that's basically all you're going to need. Now you can certainly use a bone-in spare rib if you want. That's perfectly fine. And you can definitely use less than 2 pounds if you wanted to do a smaller portion, whatever you decide. So the next thing you want to do is just cut all these ribs. You want to cut them all different shapes and sizes. There's really no right or wrong. You can cut in half or you can do thirds and just make them whatever size that you see fit. Alright, so as you can see, I just finished cutting up all my spare ribs, and they're all different shapes and sizes and thicknesses and lengths. So however you want is perfectly fine. I left most of the fat on everything. That gives a really good flavor, so you can leave that unless you want to take it all off, then go right ahead. So moving right along to our rib sauce. One of two things. You can make one from scratch, which is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to do that. Or you could certainly just buy one from the store, and it'd be something like this. In a large mixing bowl, you're going to take 1/3 cup of soy sauce, 1/3 cup of hoisin sauce. I'm going to be using 1/4 cup of shaoxing Chinese cooking wine. You can also use a sherry. And a 1/2 teaspoon of some Chinese 5-spice, 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar. I've got 2 cloves of garlic here that I just minced up. And this is optional, but I'm gonna throw in a teaspoon of some olive oil. Now we're just gonna give this a good whisk. And lastly, for our color, you're going to be adding a 1/2 teaspoon of some red food coloring. And we'll give that one final mix. All right, so now we're going to take our boneless spare ribs and we're going to toss them right into our marinade. But you're definitely going to want to put on a glove for this part. I cannot stress that enough. We just added food coloring in there, and your hands are going to get covered in red food dye if you don't put gloves. So you definitely want to wear gloves. Now we'll just give that a mix. Now you could certainly do this with a utensil, so you don't have to get your hands dirty at all, even with the glove. But I just like to mix it up by hand. Whatever you want to do. All right, so now I'm just going to cover this up and I'm going to toss it in the fridge. I'm going to let it sit for about 15-20 minutes. You can certainly do this overnight. You can do it for a few hours. Whatever you have the time for is perfectly fine. And while I'm waiting for this to marinate, I'm going to head over to my Ninja Foodi and I'm going to pressure cook some white rice. All right, so these have been marinating in the fridge for about 15 minutes. I did leave them out for about 5 minutes to get room temperature again. And I sprayed my inner air fry basket with some oil. And we're going to set to 390 ear crisp, and I'm going to do 20 minutes. I'm going to shut that lid. I'm going to hit start, and we're going to let that preheat. All right, now that that's all preheated, I'm going to take my ribs and we're just going to drop them in and spread them out. Just want to level them all out, and we're going to toss these a few times during cooking. All right, so we'll let those cook. We'll check them after maybe 5-6 minutes. See how they look. Yummy. Oh, these are looking good. I'm gonna mix them around. All right, so I just tossed them around a little bit. We're just gonna let them keep cooking. And we'll check around another 8 minutes, and then I might bump up the temp and add a little more sauce. All right, take another look. These look really good. For the mix. And you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to take the remaining sauce that I have here, and I'm going to pour it right on top. All right, and now with 8 minutes remaining, I'm going to bump up the temp to 400. One more toss. Oh, these smell so good. Right, another 3 minutes. All right, here we are. Whoa, now that is exactly what I was looking for. See the crispy edges? That is perfect. All right, these look good. I'm gonna let them sit for a couple of minutes, and then I'm gonna put them in a serving bowl. All right, so this is what we got. And you can certainly leave these just the way they are because I'm sure they're going to be delicious. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all this extra sauce in my pan and I'm gonna pour it right back over there, give a nice toss. All right, guys, here they are. Don't they look good? All right, so put some on a plate. Just made some white rice. And grab a couple more. All right. How's that look? Yummy. I'll take a taste. I'll bite into one, show you the inside. All cooked. Nice and tender. Delicious. And that's about it. So they didn't come out as red as I had expected them to, but I'll have to work on that a little bit. But otherwise, the flavor's all there. They taste exactly like a Chinese style pork spare rib from a restaurant. And that's what we're looking for. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click that like button and be sure to subscribe so you can see more videos like this. Bon appetit, guys.